Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to VRML. Sorry for that brief delay here. We're just trying to get Dash into the game. Somehow, unfortunately, seems like no one has him added, or except for Finn, and Dash is grayed out for her, so that's good. So I think we're going to try and get him set up with Atlas or Echo Matcher or something, so we can maybe get him an invite. But for the meantime, it'll just be myself here for the moment. Teams have been pinged to start whenever, ideally. And does seem to be the case here, so yep, okay, we're gonna get ready to begin. And on that note, this is a match between Vibers and Jesters. Be using the new overlay right here that we're working on. A little bit more cohesive with the regular stuff. So hey, off the launch, it'll go. Vibers over on the left side, orange side. Be Emil, Finn, Pyromane, and Ares. Finn, the newest member here, just joining up. But for Jesters, they're just going to get this first shot. Will be dinged. And then second attempt, slapped out by Emil. Nice save from him into the top pocket. But still taking it right back for the Jesters. Open goal once again. And that one just rolling off that rim. Down to the bottom now, Denials will approach, go down low to Bad Internet, slap out to Taco, and then the three will go for him. So first 3 points after about 35 seconds of play. Jesters getting that one.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7,
Rosie with a yikes.
5,
Yeah, that was a
3,
bit of an odd start there, but see if they can get themselves collected here as they roll out. It'll be Finn taking it first, QBing for a team. Good to see her on the team now here. Joining Vibers, was on Blast last season,
intercepted.
and has been on many teams over the course of the last few years. Veteran player. And going in for the shot now, Boop will come on here for Jesters as the shot rebounds and goes in for Taco again. So 2 in a row for the Taco man with 5 points here. 2.5 in this game. Or 1.5 rather.
7,
Math. It's hard.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So out for the Vibers. Finn takes a disc. Couldn't quite find the teammate there, so Denial's going for the deep one, but snagged out of there by Finn. And Finn now looking to avoid the defense of Denials, checking behind her, and looking for teammates up in the front. They got top pass, bottom pass, a little bit of a miss throw there from Finn. Double stun, Denials takes that away. And now making the play on the boost quickly. Taco on Thursday already has all 5 points for the team. Right now, Bad Internet looking for a corner pass. Couldn't quite reach. So down to the bottom it'll go. Contested here now. It's both Denials and Pyromane. And Pyro does get a deep clear with a stack awaiting. Will be Ares and Emil there for the rebound. And they'll get the first 2 points now for Vibers.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
So again, welcome everyone to the stream here. First match of week 5 in season 1. No matches on Monday. I'm pretty sure that's the first time all season, or at least since maybe week 1. Even then, I can't remember for sure. But yeah, it was at least 3 or 4 weeks in a row of Monday matches. We do actually have a handful of matches today later on for North America. This is the only European one, as far as I saw anyways. So unless anything changes in the next few minutes or hour or whatnot, probably our only European match of the day. But we do have a new team over here too as well. Taco on Thursday getting it saved. Pyromane though, couldn't find the clear. Almost self-goaled it. Good save though, but still Boop will take it back. Looking for a corner pass. Another grab from Emil this time. He'll get the clear. Just slings it out there as a multitude of brawls go off here on this side of the floor. Taken eventually by Boop in the back line along with Denials looking for that potential boost. Clear and boost. So off it will be caught here. Open goal. Boop goes for that shot. 8 points for the Jesters. About 4 minutes in.
12, 11, 10.
And we do actually have a rematch, so something happened there. No idea what. So hopefully get a little restart, but nothing else. Get dash back, or get dash in the game. Any luck on that end dash? I see you're still in here.
Almost.
Almost. You heard it here first, folks. So no idea what that restart was for. Haven't gotten comms yet, but we'll see what happens there. I was mentioning earlier that we do have a new team, sort of, coming into the European scene. That would be Wasted Potential. Now, by name, Wasted Potential does exist, or did exist before in competition. Off the top of my head, couldn't tell you who the roster was, but I can tell you the new roster here will be Lewis and Simon. They're both... Oh, apparently we're switching servers. I'm just getting information here from the League org channel. So that's what the restart was for. All right, well, pardon us then as we go on intermission for a while, I do suppose. But yeah, so we have Simon and Lewis. Team Gravity had split off this past week, at least on hiatus if nothing else. And they'll be, well, Simon and Lewis will be joining Wasted Potential there alongside Lowrider and Galti, who also left their respective teams this past week. So a bit of shifting here. Talk on Thursday asking what the time was. No idea, because I wasn't expecting the restart. Couldn't tell you. In the VOD, I suppose, if you check that real quick, because it does record live. But yeah, casters, if you're in spectator, you don't actually know when the restarts are happening. Like, you don't hear the restart ping, so restarts just catch me off guard, because unless there's a crash, I'm not really expecting it, unfortunately. But I'll try and dig it through here in the VOD real quick. Let's see. Maybe you can find something.
Okay, well, I'm here, so something's working.
All right, that's good. Well, they are switching servers, though, so hey. Just trying to figure out what the times were for them real quick. Have to go through, like, the VOD, though.
So what are you seeing from these teams so far, since I kind of missed the first couple of minutes?
One moment. Hold on. Still trying to get the times for them. Looks like it was scored at 6:18. 6:18 with 8-2. So if Taco's still listening there in the chat. I don't know when the restart occurred, but the actual goal was scored at 6:18. 8-2 for the Jesters. So there you go. All right. Anyway. Let me switch to, suppose the score screen here as we transition to the next server, wherever that ends up being. But yeah, the first couple of minutes, Dash, were just a lot of kind of disarray, honestly. Just not a whole lot of open, easy passing. It was a lot of clears, turnovers, and eventually, you know, Jesters coming ahead there with a couple points. Taco on Thursday scored 5 of them. And then on the other side, the only 2 points for the Vibers were off of one of those kind of breakaway, open, clear goals as well. So just one of those situations, you know, early game, takes a little time to work into it. I'm sure it'll change there, but of course we do have, on Jester's side, it was Boops substituting, as he's been quite frequently, for Jesters, and on Vibers, you have Finn, who has been a substitute in the league up until this past few days, where she actually just joined Vibers. So full-time roster there, but both teams basically dealing with one non-full-time member on the roster, is what it amounts to.
Yeah, and it seems like maybe this reset will allow teams to kind of cool their minds after all that panic that you said they had. So who knows, maybe that might be good for them, or maybe it might cool the other team down. Who knows? It's always a weird effect whenever you do a server reset, or any reset of that matter. Icing one team, pumping up another.
Yeah,
Kind of sucks if you get iced.
It happens. It happens. We saw some of that recently in the past week. There were a few games kind of like that where you did see it have a bit of an effect, perhaps. But yeah, we'll see. Either way, I mean, Jesters were ahead by 6 points, but you know, not one of those leads that are insurmountable by any sense. Still 6 minutes left in the game at the time. Now, bearing with me here as let's see. All right, you got Atlas now? Is that what you used?
Yes. So just refresh.
All right,
Or I'll refresh.
host it right now. Let me know when you got that.
seem to be joining. So if that was the one,
All right.
I'll tell you in a second.
Okay. Yep. And I'm just rejoining myself in spectator, and we should be good to go. Ping the teams again, barring any other issues.
Yep, I'm in.
Okay. Cool.
It's nice to see
All right.
Niles back. Noya made a disappearance for a while due to injury and other circumstances, but it's great to see him back on the field.
Round starting in
Yeah. Absolutely. Niles. He came back in the preseason as well. But yeah, he's kind of been around for a long time. Always good to see him on teams here. And good to see Dash back on commentary just the same. So, pardon the server change, but we are back now. Getting back into it. Vibers here trying to take control over on orange side as it's collected here for Denials.
Man, such great speed for Jesters right now. The positioning from Vibers could benefit them. See a nice spread, a good passing. Oh, just that one looked like it was a good lead, except
Now,
not a great read.
I seem to be getting issues here. Hold on, sorry. I'm getting side of the fact that I didn't even transition on the score screen. I'm getting some weird lag in this game now. Hopefully that doesn't affect things. I'm not sure. Sometimes I'm kind of concerned because I've had this happen before where if I'm leaving and joining real quick using those programs, as that shot goes in for bad internet, sometimes it opens basically 2 instances of Vecco VR and kind of screws things up for me. So I almost feel like that might be what's going on now. Should the stream see any bad, like, judders, let me know. Anyway, okay. Hopefully we're good. Finn will take it over here, dishing out, rolling to Emil, 10-2 for the Jesters.
Oh, and maybe a shot from the ceiling. It looks like it might be close, but just there for the pickup is Boop for an easy 3, and he will capitalize on that pass.
Yep, one of those where you really don't want to give Boop the open goals because, yeah, he's subbing, and sure, he's not on a full-time team at the moment. Does not mean he's not worthy of it because obviously one of the longest time and best players over in Europe, and especially when it comes to hitting those threes. That's pretty much his bread and butter since the beginning, if nothing else. You know, he is super accurate on those three-point shots.
And the pass is not coming out from Vibers. You see they had a nice spread out again, but just the chain was maybe too intimidating. It didn't even reach the goalie of Jesters. The chain got there first, and that kind of speed is very deadly against these clears.
Yeah, a lot of speed coming in from both teams right there. I mean, look, for Vibers, they got the first boost, but just not getting the regrab, so Jesters sped along and came right back. There's one of those Boop shots from the top. Not that it was Boop taking it, but of course that's kind of the signature, one of the first players to be doing that consistently. And now it'll just be taken by Finn, but Finn has it snagged by Boop. Boop maybe going for a reset back there. It does. Gets it over to Taco. Taco to Boop right back again. A soft pass, but just not in position for the catch.
Nobody's backfield, but it still might be in the hands of... Oh, looks like it'll be Vibers with the disc. And a nice self-pass from Finn. Looks for an open shot off the backboard maybe, but not going to get it.
But still a backboard pass will go in for the 2. So Aries assisted by Emil, and that is finally a couple more points for Vibers, but Jesters up 13-4 with only 3 minutes left.
Yeah, against this kind of chain, panic is the last thing you want to be doing. Especially panic clears, panic throws. You will get punished super easy by this chain.
And that's one of the most punishing things about the European teams in general is just their speed, those chains. It's basically a case where if you don't make your first opportunities or you're just not careful of checking behind you frequently, I mean, you're going to be collapsed on by one of those stacks within usually a second.
Looks like they were trying to pass back to the chain. I guess one guy maybe accidentally grabbed on or the pass was behind, but still a good clear coming out from Vibers.
And you can see more of those
chains coming out now.
Chains just, retreating back, getting it back for the offense. The defense just the same, getting back into the Golden Isles in there. Finn will go up top to the backboard, but look at that from Taco. A good save, slings it out, but not really much strength in the clear.
And kind of odds against you on that one. Looks like they threw all their defenders back to towards the backboard, making that good save. Now trying to scramble to get it out. Ooh, Finn turns upside down to try to avoid the player and sees her options, maybe moving behind the goal because the nest is now covered. There's no cross pass, so now a save instead.
Taco on Thursday again. It's worth mentioning that just back in week 3, it was considered goalie week here in Europe, just because of tons of saves happening in that week in particular. Taco on Thursday, no small part of that as Boop goes in for the shot. No small score because 15-4. Jesters has a very nice buffer here as we wind down this first round.
Yeah, such opportunity just missed for Vibers to cause like some disruption. They had a good setup, but they left the guy on nest, and the nest was just being swarmed. And off the read back to goal, it's like, oh, I thought you had it. Oh no, and speaking of errors, now there's one that might hurt. Boop gets a hand on it, and now a slap towards a goal. Bad internet might be there first, but no, he'll get beat out by Emil.
Emil, though, getting beat up by the positioning from Boop. Able to recover, sends a great pass over to the barrier, denials, gets the shot. So just like that, 17-4 now in this final 47 seconds of play. Right now, Jester's feeling good.
Yeah, for sure. Their speed is just commanding the pitch right now. And not that, like, whenever they do get set up on their offense, it's crisp. It's clean. And that's something that Vibers is kind of struggling with right now.
Good shield at least from Emil, but I mean, yeah, some of these not really the most intentional of self-bounces and self-passes as Finn dodges through so much defense, but just not enough momentum to really get good positioning for the shot.
Finn did all she could in that moment. It's just none of her players were moving from their position. They were all covered. And I don't know if they didn't know it or not, but you have to move. You can't just stay. Ooh, nice snag from Finn, but I guess off the head of her teammate.
A nice little grab at the end there for Emil too, right outside the three-point line. So with that first round in the books, it's 17-4 in favor of Jesters.
Yeah, but as I was like saying that Finn was like juking around. She knew she didn't have an actual shot at the goal. There was a goalie there. It's Niles. We already know how Niles is in the goal. And she's looking up at her teammates, and they're just not moving. And I think that's probably Viber's weakness right now is that they're not repositioning whenever the defenders are already in the area. Yeah. So then there's no more cross passing. There's no more backboard passing. There's not even a back pass at that point. She tried, and then just got swarmed and converged on by the other people.
It looks like we did get another restart. I mean, obviously, that's fine. It's just no stats to show, unfortunately, because of that. So they're going to take another, who knows how long intermission. I mean, they need to ready up again first, so there we go.
It's that, you have to reset the time, and if you put it at a 3, all 3 rounds would be the same time.
Yeah, true. Always forget that. I'm glad someone actually did finally remember. So with that said, real quick then, going right to round 2. Short intermission there as they launch out. See if Vibers can have themselves a better round 2 than they had the first. So, I mean, right now it's going to be Jesters, just an open goal. So like that, rolling on with the momentum is bad internet assisted by Boop.
And Vibers almost having that turnover. Looks like Denial's going to get the greatest slap, but it was just far enough for Boop to, shuffle it on over to bad internet for that open net.
And bad internet getting the net indeed as Emil gets that pass and over to Aries now on a goalie looking maybe for a little cross, but highly contested here. Emil going backboard and saved again by Taco.
Again, just another one of those situations where it seems like the defense is all there and they're trying to push up with, maybe 2 people instead of maybe all 4 like they should be.
Yeah, and it's not always a bad thing to go 2-on-2, but at the same time, taking that kind of shot from that deep and off the backboard, you know how the backboard takes away momentum from the disc. So if you're shooting it from that deep already, it's going to be a bit of an easier save from a goalie. So, maybe not the best attempt, but they're going to go here again. This time, a lot more people in the goal and stunning out some goalies at that. Maybe looking for that barrier pass, but instead actually just gets stunned.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why he waited so long. I think Boop was open right there on the bottom L. And just, oh, now Boop getting snagged on an open net for Finn. If she can make this mail slot, she's going to try for it.
Go for the corner,
It's
in fact.
wide. Oh, actually, wow.
Well,
Pass.
it was wide, but you know what? Bad Internet said wide not, because he got it and put it in. Actually, take that back. He tried to save it. That was, who was that on the actual goal? Because it wasn't. I'm not even going to guess, but Finn shot it. One of her teammates got the disc first. Bad Internet almost saved it and just got the self-goal instead. So, hey. But now ducking
Ooh,
through. How about that from Bad Internet? Right back. This time, I'm pretty sure it was him who scored it.
Yeah, you see him just odds against him. Somebody's coming from the top side. The chain's coming in from the back. He's just going to say, all right, watch this. I'm going to risk it all. And he gets...
So going out for this launch here. Only down by 3 points for Vibers in the second round. Still 7 remaining, but there's that redirect from the stack, getting the disc right back for Jesters.
Oh, and a very interesting pass. Almost making it to a teammate, and it still might. If you can just get to it. Oh, another weird bounce, and Finn instead will collect. And trying to... Man, just a hesitation from Vibers, though. I think that's the second snag on this rollout, and that's a backboard from Boop. Fade away.
That one, I didn't think that it was going to go in. There were defenders in the area, but just not quite able to get there in time, unfortunately. So 8-2 for Jesters here.
Like I was saying, that hesitation, like on the rollout, hesitation in the tube, the chain caught up. The chain, you know, was fast, but it wasn't like, oh wow, I didn't even have time to throw. I think it was just a hesitation, and again, from Finn hesitating, and open nets. That one coming dangerously close. Finn with the panic clear into the hands of Taco.
And right back to Taco to Boop. Boop making that last backboard 3, having it just jostled here by Aries, trying to tap it out. That's going to be a dangerous one. Finn in the goal getting the clear. There was some defense nearby, but now they'll go for that clear, go for the boost, and maybe have an opportune time to catch up here on the scoreboard. There's a lot of players, but now missing the disc.
Oh man, an opportunity missed. Emil had the chain locked up. 3 punches. I think he stopped the whole team, but he got 3 of them out in that one moment. And they couldn't capitalize on that opportunity.
Those overshoots, always a killer, definitely at pretty much any level of play, but especially at higher level play when you are dealing with teams who really push that speed so much.
Oh, trying to cross it back out to the front of the bubble was interesting. Boop can't collect, so Finn will clear. And here we go again with the races. With the oh wow, a D. But despite having, I guess, like an advantage on the chain or opportunity to make a chain, Jesters was still there first, and by a long shot. And speaking of long shots, there's another one from Taco.
Yeah, Taco getting a good delivery there from Bad Internet. And yeah, a little bit of defense, a little bit of offense. Taco showing the full fiesta platter of all the moves on both ends of the floor. Can't tell you what he had in the first round because of the stat wipage, but I mean, he has, you know, that was his first 3 here. He had at least, I want to say 5, maybe 7 in the earlier on. So I don't know. Taco's just one of those players who I didn't know a lot before VRML, but he's impressed here these last few months.
Oh, a lot of players have stepped up during like the preseason and season 1, and now Bad Internet to try to collect 2 more and dance around, pass it up forward to Boop.
What a nice delivery that was too, Bad Internet. Seeing the Boop, speeding Boop, get by for a nice, very close range dunk, essentially.
But yeah, a bunch of players I've never seen before forming teams and doing good. They're meshing well together. See him pull on some nice plays, and wow, what a nice chain. It was like a delaying chain, and now Bad Internet sending it forward to where he knows the chain will be, and looks like they just missed that one. Kind of a weird bounce off the post.
A perfect one if he was aiming for that. The smallest target in the arena just about, and he hit it perfectly. But yeah, so unfortunate bounce there as Aries does collect for Vibers, giving his team a chance now to maybe get on some offense here. Only 2 points so far. And just a clear, though, will now maybe buy another chance for Jesters, especially if they get this speedy stack on the way like they have been.
Now pass up. Boop with the back pass. Taco trying to reset and sees a cross. Now Boop also on the cross. He's going to make it. So now a backboard. No, it's a back pass towards bad.
Good assist from Boop. Getting it to bad internet for another point for him. And Boop is also one of those guys I've mentioned in recent casts over the weeks where Boop is substituting for a lot of these teams. He's definitely comfortable playing any role. Shouldn't be a surprise, but a lot of these times on these teams, he's really resorted to playing more midfield, more assisting, things like that, just depending who he's substituting for. But he's done a great job of it. I mean, he's racked up some assists by the plenty over the weeks.
Oh, Banner again trying to see those options. Back out to the shield, and looks like a pressured shot will result in a miss. Now Boop. And still Taco again with that nice back line. Banner to start it again to Boop. Somebody's lurking behind, maybe for a dunk. Instead of just take it from the front, Taco. Just a threat all over the field.
And assisted by who else but Boop here again. Last time bad internet shot it was a Boop assist. That time you saw Boop just on that outer edge, bottom corner of the bubble. Had two defenders kind of nearby pressuring, but he just backed it out. Stayed calm until he found that barrier pass, that open lane, and delivered the exact pass necessary to make a score. Therefore, Jesters again. So Emil just slings it backwards. There is a goalie already there for Jesters, not wanting to give up any points at all. I mean, maybe for Jesters too, if they can be fast enough here. It's under 2 minutes left. I mean, starting to approach those mercy territories, unfortunately for Vibers, as they come in here with a score attempt, still a rebound. Pyro's going to contest Taco at the goal, but fast internets will come through for that grab.
And now open shot for Boop. He's going to make the, he does make those. Just now he's really coming close to that mercy rule.
And what great just defense there. The unfortunate missed goal from Vibers, but it turned around into that clear from bad internet, and then Boop, the immediate stack, nailed the mail slot from half court with ease.
Oh, and then an interception to end it.
Oh, no.
Will be who else but Boop.
Yeah, Boop there, 23-2, and just claiming the game with exactly that speed and then the shot. We mentioned that's what he has, and that's what he just showed again here in the second round. So 23-2 to end this one.
You're just, man, perfect delay, and then an even better shot. Again, fading. I mean, Boop had crazy shots this game. He had that one where Finn was contesting, and he was fading away off the backboard, despite there being like two defenders so close to grabbing it, maybe even like transferring it to a 2 instead, but nope. It's just, man, just such a perfect shot.
And look at that. Not only for Boop there, 11 points leading the way in that second round. And again, we had the restart, the server change in the first round, then the restart. So this is just one round's worth of stats, and yet he scored 11 points on top of 4 assists. So not only leading offensively himself, but even leading in the teamwork department with the assists, and then the save, a steal. I mean, a very nice game from Boop here on the substituting end. Sputnik in the chat asking if Finn is back. Yeah, she joined the Vibers yesterday or the day before. Otherwise, she was a substitute up until basically just now. But yeah, Bad Internet also had a really nice round. 7 points, 3 assists, 3 saves, 2 steals. Denials with the 12 stuns. Taco with 5 points, 1 save and 4 stuns. We, of course, know in the first round that when we lost the stats, Taco had, I think, at least 3 saves. So great game from him.
Taco and Niles, both just doing it all. And the goal, saving the backboard. I mean, they don't count some of these saves sometimes, unfortunately, but that Taco and Niles had their fair share of saves throughout the series.
Yeah. So, well, that will be our lone match for the afternoon here for the European side of things. I'll bring up the schedule quickly here for the stream, and I'll show you what we got to look forward to for the rest of the day. And that is, later on, starting at 7:30 Central, will be North American matches with Galaxy and Deception. Deception being a newer team, not in roster, but newer team by name, and they debuted last week going 1-1. Galaxy, a newer team both by name and roster, seeing if they can gain some momentum against them. Struggling early on, but gotta figure win will come around for them soon, especially with some of these new teams. We did see, I think, 1 or 2 teams actually just register over this past week or so, or past couple days even. I'm not sure if they're even active for this week, but actually, yeah, because we see Olympus there. They're one of those newer teams as well, so it's really good to see these new rosters cropping up. But yeah, so we have Skull Crusaders and Guinness. After that, we have Chaos and Space Force, and then the aforementioned Olympus and a Reboot, with Olympus making their debut in competitive for several of those players.
Excited to see, how these teams, how they measure up against competition, how they grow. I think that's the most satisfying thing for me is whenever I'm casting these games or just watching the matches pages go up and it's like, oh, new team. Yep. Who are they? And it's like, oh, watch a game or two of them. It's like first game they might not do so hot. They're getting used to that competitive play. But then the second game they come back even better. And the third game is just building and building and building. Mm-hmm. And that's probably the most fun thing to watch.
Yeah, and it's one of those cases too on those matchups, because newer teams, when they do register, they don't have the established seeding. It seems to be, and it makes sense, but it seems that the algorithm typically will put a new non-seeded team against basically one of the teams right there in about the middle of the pack, middle of the rankings and MMR. So, which I believe is, I want to say 1,200 or maybe a little bit less at the moment. Either way, that's how it gets pit. So I know for a newer team, especially with newer rosters, the first few matches may be indeed a struggle, potentially, depending. But by the time you get those 3 or 4 matches in, and then you get into that third week, usually it evens out for you, and you're facing people more definitively in your tier and similar skill level, before and let you could match up against them before you can climb up. So we'll have to see what happens there. But I mean, I know we saw, for instance, last week, There Is No Team. They made their debut, and that was a team, full 6-man roster, as far as I recall. But yeah, that has the veterans in Guygasm and Fair Enough, as well as the 2 Ready at Dawn developers, Dave and White Dragon, and they debuted pretty successfully. Now, they did lose both the matches, but I mean, the matchups, they were both great. Went to 3 rounds against the Wireless Jacks. Against Nova, I think it was 2 rounds, but still that first round was super close, and they only lost it in the last seconds, basically. And so, yeah, it's as I said, nice to see all these new faces and familiar faces coming into the league.
Yeah, really excited. I mean, those guys been away from the game for a while. Fair Enough especially, and has it too. Just people you haven't seen in a good while, and it's nice to see them coming back into the scene.
Yeah. But all right, so until later on in the afternoon / evening, this has been VRML. This was Vibers versus Jesters. Jesters taking that away. So congrats to them on the win. And yeah, I've been Palidore. Dash coming back here for his first cast of Season 1. Glad to have him back in the booth here. And yeah, hopefully you join me again for some more later on, or one of these times.
Yeah, I'll see what the match page says.
Yeah, in between all your busyness on Joker, obviously, a lot of busyness with that between the matches. But yeah, either way, glad to have you back. And yes, so for everyone who tuned in today, thanks for joining us, for watching, and see you again hopefully later on in the day for more North American matches. So thanks, and have yourselves a good one.